Some people say you can't make real barbecue on a gas grill. And the reason that I'm putting this challenge on myself is that because this winter I cooked the most amazing brisket. It was actually so good that I was thinking that all the other barbecues don't matter anymore. It's also the reason why you will never hear me say, if it's not a charcoal grill, it's not a real barbecue. Because that is just not true anymore. Why is the gas grill potentially such a good barbecue for smoking meats? That's because high airflow produces some of the best crusts on meat. And a gas grill is basically the most open air barbecue that you can think of. And the reason that they build it that way is because they don't like explosions. There's literally ventilation everywhere. You got ventilation in the front, in the back, at the bottom. It's basically a box with a lot of ventilation holes. And if you turn on the burners, you're creating a lot of hot air. And that hot air is absolutely perfect for barbecue. But there is a problem with only hot air. It's not giving you that barbecue flavor that you prefer. You got the mouthfeel, but you don't have that smoky flavor profile. Of course, I do have a solution for that, so let's take a look at my setup. First, I'm going to remove the grill grates and move the outside heat deflectors. Then I'm going to take the smoker boxes and place them on the outside burners. I'm going to use some Applewood wood chips to fill them up with. You don't want to overload them, so the wood can actually burn and not suffocate too much. Then I'm going to put the two center grill grates in, place in two trays and create a water bath. This is like the key setup why gas grills are actually such good barbecues. Because I use the open structure of the gas grill for maximum amount of airflow and use a water bath to create a block from radiation heat and stable out the temperature. And the smoker boxes for the perfect amount of smoke flavor. Of course, for our experiment, I've got some beautiful baby back ribs, which is one of my favorite rack of ribs you can get. And the first thing that I'm going to do is remove the membrane on the back. With baby back ribs, I use a dinner knife, and with St. Louis style ribs or belly ribs, I just use a piece of paper towel. But with baby backs, the best thing to do is go in the center and just easily tear it off. For my seasoning, of course, I will be using the PitmasterX pork seasoning. It's a bit windy out, so I'm going to stay close where I normally would keep my distance so I can get a nice even coat. Sprinkle on a nice thick layer of seasoning. There we go. And I'm just going to let that sit for about 10 minutes so that it can soak up the seasoning. And here comes the easy part, because all I have to do now is just take my rack of ribs, place it on the top rack, turn on the outside burners and close the lid. Now the next part might be a little bit obvious, but I'm just going to explain it anyway. So you're going to start with the burners fully on. That will ignite the smoke wood and it will create smoke inside the barbecue. Once it's ignited, you slow down the burners to the temperature that you actually need for smoking. And the good thing is that the ribs are at the same level as the thermometer in the lid of the barbecue. So you will get a reasonable indication of what the temperature is like at that level. Just like with an offset smoker, we need to fuel the fire. So basically you're adding a log for smoke. In this case, I'm just adding a couple of chips of smoke wood. And instantly we got smoke again. It's super easy. Just close the lid again and let it continue to smoke for a second session. How can you tell? Well, I'll show you once it's done smoking. We are only an hour in, but take a look at this. Look at that beautiful crust that we built up. Plenty of smoke color on the ribs, and you can see that they're actually starting to cook and build up a crust. This is as good as barbecue gets. You see the crust forming, the caramelization on the outside of the ribs, and that is the basis for our bark that's going to give us real texture and real flavor profile. Even that the ribs are sufficiently smoked, I still want to expose them a little longer to that hot air to build up that crust even more, to get more caramelization. So we're going to keep it going for at least another half hour. The ribs are almost done. I'm going to use my ChefTemp to check the temperature of the ribs and to see if they're done already. Now I'm looking for a temperature between 92 and 96 degrees Celsius. And since we're almost there, we need to think about the next phase, and that is putting some sauce on the ribs. So I'm going to take a cup of ketchup, a quarter cup of Coca-Cola, a tablespoon of honey whiskey, a tablespoon of Worcester sauce, 4 tablespoons of maple syrup, and a tablespoon of the PitmasterX pork seasoning. I'm going to mix it, taste it, and warm it up with the ribs. Once the ribs are turning soft, it's time to give them a good brush with the barbecue sauce and give them their final layer of flavor. 5 more minutes for the barbecue sauce to get nice and sticky, and take it off and put it on the board to let it rest. Let's dive into these ribs. Can't wait any longer. 10 minutes of resting is gonna be enough. Oh, that is soft and tender. I'm gonna take 2 cuts, one in the center and one over here, because these are baby back ribs. And their actually best section is at the end. Look at that. Juicy, tasty, tender ribs. That is a thing of pure beauty. Let's just take another look at it. This thing, it is a thing. Baby back ribs, smoked on a gas grill. And they look absolutely fantastic. They even got a little smoke ring to them. And man, that water bath that sits underneath, it just prevents me from wrapping the whole thing because it's not necessary. The moisture of the water bath, it just keeps the ribs going. Well, let's do a taste test. Oh, clean off the bone and so good. So soft, so tender, so delicate. Nice smoke flavor, still tasting the pork, barbecue seasoning, barbecue sauce on top. This is what rib dreams are made of. Like, oh. I think we have proof enough. You can smoke really good ribs on a gas barbecue and they're absolutely freaking delicious. So we got brisket, we got ribs. The big question is, can we do pulled pork? Is that possible? Maybe for another day. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, then leave me a thumbs up and a comment down below. See you guys in the next one. Until then, eet smakelijk and keep on eating delicious ribs from the gas grill.